How much do Olympic athletes make? We all know that famous professional athletes can make a great deal of money, sometimes more, even if they are retired. For example, Michael Jordan, over 10 years retired, made $90 million in 2013, possibly more than all of the athletes in the Sochi 2014 Winter Olympics combined, and more than every other active professional athlete individually. However, Olympic athletes are typically nowhere nearly as fortunate. In fact, the International Olympic Committee does not pay athletes a cent for their appearance in the Olympics. Athletes have to fund their way either from their own pockets or through other means. In this video, we will have a look at how some of the countries pay their Olympic athletes, regardless of their achievements. Let's get started. America. Unless you are at the top of your sport in the US or making a living as a professional athlete in a lucrative industry, you will likely struggle financially in order to make it in the Olympics. After winning a bronze medal at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing for the women's middleweight judo division, the UFC and WWE star Ronda Rousey had to live in her Honda Accord as she couldn't afford rent, while the United States Olympic Committee reportedly made $625 million annually between 2005 to 2008 from U.S. broadcasting rights alone. Reportedly, there are more than 100 crowdfunding requests from U.S. athletes looking for funding for equipment and towards basic living in the run-up of the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, during 2016, Americans had an average annual salary of $59,847. Yet, American Olympic athletes were only making an average of $16,553. Only the biggest stars were bringing in more cash because of the sponsorships and endorsements. For the 2016 Olympics, U.S. bronze winners received $10,000, silver got $15,000, and gold received $25,000. If we add up the 38 bronze, 37 silver, and 46 gold the states won that year, the athletes altogether were given $2,075,000. Even with this, the athletes were taxed by the government for winning. According to reports, Michael Phelps was billed up to about $55,000 for his 5 golds and 1 silver in 2016. Thankfully, the so-called victory tax was removed by the U.S. for those whose gross annual income is less than $1 million. For the 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, the rewards for athletes getting a medal increased for Americans. Bronze got $15,000, silver was $22,500, and the gold winner received $37,500. Through the games, the U.S. won 6 bronzes, 8 silver, and 9 gold, and the athletes received $607,500. In Pyeongchang, Adam Rapone ended up winning a bronze medal for the team event for figure skating. He stated that 5 years prior, he was broke. Any money he had went to going to the gym. The gym, however, would lay out apples for their members, and Rapone would steal them all in order to eat. Britain. Great Britain is unusual in the sense that it doesn't offer any monetary rewards for those athletes that manage a place on the podium. Instead, they fund the sports more in general. For 2016, the British Olympics and Paralympics received a collective £347,252,193, around $490 million in funding for Rio. During this time, athletes that have a history of getting a medal could get funding for their training between £37,000 to £57,000, between $52,000 and $80,000. While those that have a chance of getting on the podium would get between $22,000 to £37,000, around $31,000 to $52,000. For Tokyo 2020, the Paralympics and Olympic funding were reduced to £341,397,115, around $481 million. But not every athlete in Britain has had it easy. During London 2012, Rachel Laybourne represented Team GB in women's volleyball. Unfortunately, the women's and men's teams didn't reach the podium. As a result, the The volleyball's team funding went from £3.5 million, around $4.9 million, to just £400,000, around $564,000. This left the athlete struggling financially. In 2013, Laybourne stated that she had to retire from the sport. She was looking for full-time employment as a volleyball coach in order to have an income. Germany. During the 2016 Summer Olympics, Germany was only paying a reward of €20,000, around $22,500, for those who won a gold medal at the time. Germany ended up collecting 17 gold medals that year, so those athletes collected around $382,500 altogether. It has also been reported that German athletes that achieve great success are able to receive a lifetime supply of free beer. In the lead-up to Rio, in the space of a year, Germany gave €160 million, around $177 million at the time, into funding their Olympic ambitions. According to reports, German athletes were getting a maximum of €18,000, around $21,800 annually. However, they stated they promote a lot more athletes than the UK. For the 2018 Winter Olympics, according to reports, Germany decided to reward all of those that received a medal. Bronze got $11,000, silver received $17,000, and gold got $22,000. During the Games, the nation won 7 bronzes, 17 silver, and 14 gold altogether. The German athletes collectively received $555,000 that year. In 2019, in an interview with German broadcaster Deutsche Welle, Olympic athlete Felix Strahora stated that top athletes have a monthly income of €1,500, around $1,660 at the time. However, he stated most athletes are on a fraction of that. Deutsche Sports Health made some changes, as such an athlete has the potential to earn at most €2,500, around $3,000 per month. Singapore. In 2016, the country with the biggest medal reward payout for their athletes was Singapore. A bronze one athlete received $183,500, while silver got $367,000, and gold would get a whopping $734,000. That year also happened to be the first time a Singapore athlete won gold at the Games. Joseph Schooling took the top spot in the men's 100-meter butterfly. At the same time, Schooling set a new Olympic record of 50.39 seconds, beating the Phelps record of the 2008 Games in Beijing at 50.58 seconds. Schooling's gold was also the only medal the Asian country won that year. Singapore sent one athlete to the 2018 Winter Olympics, Cheyenne Goh, who took part in the women's 1,500-meter short track speed skating. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to finish on the podium. If she had, she could have received $250,000 for bronze, $500,000 for silver, and a massive $1 million for gold. In order to help create the Singapore athletes of tomorrow, billionaire businessman Peter Lim is helping fund scholarships for his country. Since 2010, Lim has provided large cash incentives towards the Singapore Olympic Foundation and the Peter Lim Scholarship. His original donation was 10 million Singapore dollars, around $7.5 million. In comparison, Singapore rewards its gold medalists nearly 20 times more than the US players who clinched their first individual gold medal for the city-state stand to receive 1 million Singapore dollars. The prize money is taxable, and awardees are required to return a portion of it to their national sports associations for future training and development. Other incomes. Beyond receiving monetary and non-monetary rewards from their countries for winning medals, Olympians rely on other revenue streams for their sporting endeavors. Athletes from bigger, more competitive countries receive stipends or training grants from their national sports associations. Top performers collect prize money by winning national and international tournaments. Others draw regular salaries by holding a variety of jobs. Some, like US badminton player Zhang Beiwen, reportedly relied on crowdsourcing to finance their trip to Tokyo. Most Team USA athletes are not represented by sports agents, and some have no sponsors or endorsements at all. According to a Forbes report, a handful of athletes may score multi-million-dollar endorsements or sponsorship deals, either before competing at the Olympics or after achieving success in the Games. For example, tennis star Naomi Osaka reportedly made $55 million from endorsements in 12 months and was named the highest paid female athlete ever. But scoring lucrative deals is rare and hardly the norm. Those who do not get sponsored or get hired under OJOP or compete in other athletic events typically hold down regular jobs that give them some flexibility to train. For example, snowboarder Tyler Jewell sold sausages at a state fair in New Mexico, amongst other gigs. As he pointed out, it is difficult to have a full-time job when training sessions run 5 hours per day.